This is something I've been doing for quite some time. Didn't want to really break it down because it's kind of some secret sauce. It's something I think you could definitely get down. It's something I've been doing for years. If you watch the best pro players when they dribble the basketball, this is something they do, and it is deadly, and it's called air steps. Air steps are gonna allow you to beat defenders, catch them off guard, and just make you quicker with everything you do off the dribble. Any move you watch on my YouTube channel, you maybe even notice me doing these air steps with like a crossover fake, or setting up a shot fake hesitation especially. And I'm gonna give you throughout this video some specific moves that take advantage of air steps, but really any kind of a step you could incorporate this with. The thing to keep in mind is you're going to need to develop your balance and body coordination and core strength to do that. What air steps are is, think about like if I'm gonna sell a crossover fake this way, like a great move example that I do this a lot with would be my snatch back. Okay, so snatch backs, when you step forward with the same side foot as the hand that's got the basketball, you sell a really hard fake towards the defender to get them moving that way, right? Well, from there, usually what you're gonna do is you're gonna step back in to go up and try to take a shot or read your defender, right? Well, what I often will do, and this kind of comes from being on the tips of your toes, and that's a good habit to be in because it makes your footwork quicker when you can do that. But what I'll do is I'll bring this foot back in, but I don't always touch the ground on it. Now, there's some specific things you're gonna wanna do to get this down and things you'll wanna know to make it effective. When I go into something like this, and I do this air step, what it does is it takes away that little timing of bringing this foot down that the defender's gonna expect. Right, mentally they're waiting for this foot to come back down because I've come from this down low position to something more upright. So typically, when you're changing body heights, this is really effective for those types of scenarios, especially like your shot fake hesitation, because it allows you to get that little pause in. Like a lot of people say, oh, you gotta work on the details of your shot fake hesitation and getting, that foot down. You don't always have to do that, especially as you get to higher level defenders. They know they don't have a lot of time to react, right? So they're not gonna wait for you to get this foot down. If they see your eyes go to the rim, offhand come close to the basketball, and this foot anywhere near the ground, it just takes a slowing down, not necessarily a complete pause for them to think, okay, he's shooting. And they'll jump out towards or even jump in the air. So what this will do is allow me to, boom, push back forward. Now, what's going on with this leg is key. The balance in this leg and the power in this leg has got to be there. So there's a couple things I'm gonna give you to work on that near the end of the video. But let's talk about some other moves that you could add this in with. Okay, so after I break down these other moves I think work really well with air steps, go ahead and play around with it and leave me comments on moves that you've added it in with, and combos, especially combos it's good for. So one I like to do it with though is if I'm gonna go from an inside out dribble, a lot of times you'll see players that go inside out, sell a hard crossover fake, and then come this way, right? So you could do inside out, step with this foot, and then I like to add that little extra movement in this direction to sell a fake to my defender. So instead of just stepping hard here like most players will, I'll bring this foot off the ground and kind of come in to make them think I'm about to pull this leg through to come this way, but then I'll just get it here and circle it back out and pop out. So it'll look something like this, here, here. Okay, little detail that you probably won't really hear any other coaches teach you because they want like that crisp footwork as far as ground contact time goes. But as your body control gets better and your footwork and your balance and your athleticism and your ball handling, like you can start adding this kind of stuff in to shorten that speed up, because if I come here and I just sell the fake here and that wasn't enough, then maybe my defender will jump back in front of me. Or if I sell this fake here and I bring this foot across and step down, now it's really hard to get some power into this direction. It's just a lot more mechanically, comfortable for my body to just push it back out right in the air instead of stepping down and then trying to step forward off that back leg. It just feels awkward. Stepping through with this leg could work, but I'm in a stance where it just doesn't feel very good to like push off here from a crossover. So just shortening everything up, boom, like that, can get that little extra fake in while still quickly moving back to this direction. Next one I love because it brings together like a Tony Parker signature move and a Allen Iverson, like one of the most deadly crossovers ever, the Allen Iverson crossover. So what we're gonna do is set this up like the Iverson crossover, and again, like body position changes, right? We're gonna start upright with this one. We're gonna start from upright, and we're gonna start to step up with this foot. And usually when you see players do this, they're gonna come here, they're gonna step out and sell this fake. So after you've done that a couple times, you can kind of set your defender up by pulling that move off a couple times, or even just, you know, coming here and actually stepping and driving this way, but everything's always gonna happen this way, this way. There's either a fake or an actual drive to this direction. What you can do from there is start to bring it out here, but in the air, pull it across and go right into a Tony Parker throw cross. Now, something you'll want to keep in mind is that hand positioning. Don't have it come under the basketball, because that technically would be a carry. Keep it here or here, you'll be good to go. But it'll take some time to get this down. There's a lot of body coordination required, right? Because you can't really step out too far, because if you do that, then it's going to be really hard. Like, if you get this leg more than past vertical, you're not going to be able to get any power into this direction when your foot's here. Like, that's really hard to pull your body over. So you want to just start a little more with your feet close in the setup, so you can do a little bit of a movement with your foot out and then pull it across while keeping this leg vertical. If you bring your foot like way out here, it's really hard to keep your feet vertical and get the power to bring that leg across. And of course, get that movement to this direction happening quickly. So it's gonna be very, very subtle. Like, it's not gonna be like a big movement over here. It's just something small and tiny to this direction, and then pushing it across. And think about it more as just like an air hesitation on that one leg. It's more of a pause, boom, pushing off forward. Usually what will end up happening is the foot movement will be kind of more forward at an angle. It won't be kind of to the side like Iverson would do it a lot. It'll be more here, so you can kind of round it up. With all these motions, think about having either your foot, if you're facing forward, moving more in circles, okay, like that, or having your body move sideways like that, like we did with that first move, right? It's just more of an in, out. That's gonna be a naturally easier position for your body to move. Okay, so developing the body coordination, the core stability, the leg balance, all that stuff, to do these things, you've got to work on it a little bit. Now, part of it will just come from playing basketball and, you know, working on doing the footwork the way you're supposed to, and little by little it'll start to be easier to get that down. But there's also some things you can do to shortcut that process. The first thing would be to just simply have your leg, one leg on the ground, and just work on this. And just working on keeping your balance and doing that for as long as you can until you get tired. And then once you've got that down, you want to make it a little more game-like. So at first you'll do it slow and controlled to just get the body coordination, the balance, and the strength. Squeeze your belly, fill it with air. That'll help keep you more on balance. Doing it nice and slow. And then as you get the feel for that, you can work on doing it more quick. Okay, in and out. Pushing that speed so it's a little more game-like, so when you push out, you've got that control, and you'll be kind of developing your groin muscles, your adductors, and your abductors, and your glutes, and all the important muscles that need to be in place to get that to work. The other thing you can do is this, circles, forward, back. So clockwise, counterclockwise. Again, slow at first, and then push the speed. Okay? And that's gonna be really developing also your ankle joints. It'll help develop more stability, less chance you'll roll your ankles. Of course, all this stuff, we wanna do both legs, right? Never letting that foot touch the ground. That's gonna help you develop the strength you need and the body coordination. And then one thing to help you really get comfortable in these ranges and having good strength and control, because all those other ones were kind of upright, right? We also wanna be comfortable down low. So two other things you can do for both, you know, working on that circular motion where there's a little bit more of a forward movement and the side-to-side movement is, again, you don't even need your basketball for this, is just work on starting a little more upright, and then from there you wanna step as wide as you can, but as slow as you can. So you'll notice I come to a certain point, and my body just drops down. I wanna try to get further and further every time and try to eliminate that drop. You probably won't be able to unless you get like super ninja body control. But if you're really pushing how wide you are at some certain point, you're gonna start to fall down. And then also, you want to work on pulling your body back in, so you're kind of working the muscles here to pull back in, but try to make it slow and smooth. Because in games, like in practice, you probably always work on hard movements that are quick here. So you don't really need to develop that side of things. It's more of the balance and the control of doing that. And then as you get better, you can do this. See how I just kind of come up and I never touch the ground, and then come back, okay? And then I would do the same thing on the other side. And then one other thing is working on that forward motion, so more of a lunge. Slow, slow. Notice I lost a little balance there, gotta get a little warmed up. And again, try to make it a long step. And then as you get better, you can really get this leg on fire and get a good workout by going forward, back, try to stay in the air. Really gonna test your balance. Forward, back, try to stay in air. Okay, both legs. Now with as big of an advantage as this gives you with getting your steps off quicker and faking defenders out with these air steps, it would be one of the biggest mistakes you could make to not start trying to bring it into more moves and combos. Click the link that I'll pin to the comments. I'll actually have 18 Evil Genius crossover variations for you there. They use a lot of different footwork, and you could add these concepts in with those crossovers and also combo them together to take your crossovers next level. Highly recommend you do that, and keep in mind your body height changes. And you better subscribe and turn on all notifications if you really want to take your game next level, because I got a lot more stuff coming to help you take your game to absolute new heights. I'll see you in that video in the comments. Make moves today.